Welcome to the debut edition of Horsepower, presented by America's Best Racing and Body Armor Sports Drink. I'm Bram Weinstein. Our guest today is the beautiful, talented, and never to be messed with Danielle Moinet. Hello, Danielle.
Hi, how are you?
Was that the perfect entrance music for you, or are you used to something else from your WWE
I promise
days?
not to suplex you unless we need it, then I will, and I'm ready.
Ready to go. All right. Format's 10 questions, followed by a horse racing based lightning round, fastest 2 minutes in streaming.
Okay.
Ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go. Question number 10. We'll go backwards. Wrestling fans know you as Summer Rae.
Yes.
How did you get that nickname?
It's not a nickname. It was my persona. I, with Dusty Rhodes, created it. We submitted a list of names. You send them to WWE headquarters. They send it back to you. Originally, they sent me, oh man, I can't remember, something Summers, and Summers was the last name. And Dusty told me, he said, I think we should switch it around. Summer should be your first. And then he always told me the last letter of your first name, so R, Summer, should be the first letter of your last, because when the ring announcer says it, it rolls off your tongue. So I looked up our last names, and I picked R-A-Y, like a summer ray of sunshine, you know, play on words. And they came back with R-A-E. So that is how Summer Rae was born.
Which one did you want? Did you have a name on the list that you wanted?
You know what? Originally mine was Kylie. I wanted Kyle. Like I liked like boy names for girls, and they weren't having it. They wanted something super girly. So it's all good.
And then they had you come into all this teeny bopper stuff. Is that you, or is that's your character?
My music's a little poppy. I will say, like, the fans really like my music, so I'm not mad at it. But yeah, it's not me at all. I'm either like very extremes, like I like extreme hip hop or extreme rock, and it's like nothing really in between. But I do like Britney Spears, free Britney, you know. Yeah,
free Britney. All right, question number 9. The internet says your signature moves include the guillotine choke and the lotus lock. What are those?
You know what? The internet is a wild place. So that is like a move that I did like once or twice actually. So I'm tall, 5'10". Most of the girls were a lot shorter than me. So that involves taking my legs and wrapping them around a girl's body and head. And I kind of trap her with my legs, the lotus lock. But I definitely probably only did that twice. I would say I'm known for my spin kick. I did DDT. And then my finisher was the Big Show's old finisher. And so he taught me that couple of years ago, because I wanted a finisher that would be good for all levels of wrestlers, like people just starting out and someone that was older. And he was like, why don't you take mine? And when the Big Show gives you something, you take it.
You know, in this sport, horse racing, we're always looking for promotion. And since you probably know Vince McMahon,
yes,
if he was involved in horse racing, how would he change it?
Oh, well, that's a good question. First of all, I think he would be great in the horse racing world. It's, you know, he's very classic. Like he's just a class act. He loves old school values, you know, shaking your hands, looking you in the eye. Like he's just very old school in that way. And I imagine he sends an email, not a text message, you know, not that Vince was texting me or anything. So I think probably he would definitely have like a halftime show with a musical performance, you know, like spice it up, bring more celebrities in. Not that the Derby or anything, they are chock full of celebrities, but probably a little crazier outfits for the jockeys. He likes you to tell a story through your appearance. So it would definitely have a little more razzle dazzle if Vince was a part of it. But I think that's a good fit. We're going to have to get Vince out to one of the races, I think.
I mean, I want trash chalking trainers and jockeys is what I'm really going for here.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah. For sure. He everyone would be wearing sequins at some point.
I wonder what their names would be. You're right. Summer Rae. I wonder what John Velasquez would be in the wrestling version
and
of
I
horse
will say, like, the horses' names are very WWE. Like that is very wrestling, how crazy the names are and one of a kind the names are. That is a Vince McMahon thing. So we're halfway there with racing and Vince.
All right. Question number 4 for you. Well, I don't even know if I'm going in the right order anymore. somewhere along the way, you played quarterback for the Chicago team of the Lingerie Football League.
Yes.
I don't know how to ask any question that wouldn't come off as creepy. So
Yeah.
is there one I can ask you?
Sure. So the Lingerie Football League is 7-on-7, full contact football. Lingerie is definitely the gimmick. We were in just shorts and a sports bra with full pads, headwear, mouthwear. Actually, not having a mouthpiece going from football to wrestling really trips me out, because when I started wrestling, I just always thought my teeth would fall out, because I had that, I guess, like safety blanket of like knowing that my teeth were protected. I had to get over that mentally. But yeah, it's crazy. I mean, we were on Sports Center, you know, weekly with the hits that were there. It's definitely one of the silly, like dumbest things I've done as far as like health insurance and injuries go.
Wow.
Like with wrestling, you know, we had like an amazing medical staff and world-class trainers, and we were taking care of our bodies. Like in the LFL, girls were taken out daily, like ACL, MCL, PCLs. Like it was kind of a gimmick thing during the Super Bowl before the league started, where it was like Playboy models, and it wasn't that full contact, and girls' shorts were taken down and stuff. And with us, I mean, there were times where I look back and I'm like, what was I doing? Like, that was so scary.
You were also a stunt woman in movies that you acted in. What stunts did you do?
Well, so for me, you know, and I think in movies a lot of times when you're a woman and you can do your own stunts, it's very you're one of a kind in a way, especially when you're, you know, look a certain way and you're a woman, you can do your own stunts. I think a lot of times with doubles, you know, you got to wear a wig, you got to do this, you got to be a certain body type. And for me, I show up to set, and this last movie that I did, I was really fortunate because the stunt coordinator on set was like, well, you fight. This is your fight scene. Do you want to put it together? And usually, as actors, you show up and you learn the fight. And I especially think as women on an acting set, you show up and learn a fight. And so for the stunt coordinator, and he was a man, and he was able to be open to my ideas, and we put it together, him and I, and then we taught it to the guy that we were fighting. And I really enjoyed it. I suggested a flip. Like, I will say, like, I was the one suggesting bigger things, and they were like, no, we don't want you to get hurt. I'm like, no, I'm fine. I'm flipping onto a mattress. So that's something I'm really proud of. I need to post it on Instagram. You just reminded me. I haven't posted on social media yet.
Okay, while you do that, think about this. So you have such a unique career. When you were a child, did you say I dreamed to be a wrestler, football player, stunt woman, influencer?
No. When all I remember growing up, that's actually a really great question. I've done a lot of interviews and no one's ever asked me that. I think around like middle school, I was like, I want to be a geneticist. That's what I wanted to do. And I remember my mom was like, what would you do with that? And I was like, I just find molecules so interesting. Like the whole like science was my thing. And then I think a veterinarian too, which is cool with the horses and being able to, like, you know, I'm really looking forward to being able to like be close to the horses and, you know, ride a horse and stuff like that. But yeah, geneticist, that's all I remember wanting to do. I definitely loved wrestling growing up, watched with my dad growing up. And then I got back into it like around college, and right out of college, I would stay at home and I would watch Monday Night Raw. And my friends were doing normal 25, 26-year-old people things. And we're like, come out. And I was like, no, I can't. I'm busy. And I would just watch Monday Night Raw. So I was like obsessed with it. I
mean, this is pretty dark, but you could have been the geneticist in wrestling. And I think that storyline might have gone wonky.
No,
but, you know.
we talked about like maybe me being like a female Goldberg with the football background and stuff. Yeah. We had talked about that. And then also, I'm from North Carolina, and so is Ric Flair. And Charlotte Flair, his daughter's wrestling right now. She's an incredible wrestler. And we had an idea for a storyline where I dated her dad because he's known for dating younger women in real life. And so I dated her dad, and then I became her stepmom, but yet she's older than me, like in real life. And we went to therapy, and then I ran down to the ring, and I was like, honey, you forgot your lunch. And Vince loved it. Someone else shut it down. But it's interesting. They're actually doing the storyline right now, I think. So a lot of times in WWE, you know, you'll pitch something 2-3 years ago, and then they'll save it and reuse it. But it's all good.
Did you beat up boys as a child?
You know, I do remember in 5th grade, we were playing kickball. This was one of the first times I went to the principal's office, and I can't remember if I definitely started it, but he got caught. So I can't remember if I threw the kickball at him first really hard, and then he like punched me or something. So he got in trouble for hitting a girl, but I 1,000% started it. So I always learned whoever throws the first punch is not the person that gets in trouble. So yeah, I mean, I'm definitely a guy's girl. I'm definitely super close with my guy friends, and I look very high maintenance, but I'm very chill. I love sports. My dad has no sons, so I definitely grew up loving football and loving sports. So yeah, maybe I beat up some boys. I'm not sure.
Are you scared of anything? What scares you?
Yeah, no, so I'm so scared of heights.
Huh.
So scared of heights. And the other night, because I'm leaving New York, and the other night I shot with a landscape photographer in New York who's known for like going to the top of buildings and taking these pictures. And he usually goes to like the Edge, where you pay $20 in New York. You go to the Edge, it's a tourist place, and you take a picture in a safe area. And we decided to sneak into someone's building, go to the top, climb on the fire escape, and it was right by the Empire State Building, and it was really, really windy, like aggressively 15-mile-an-hour winds. And so I was a little nervous, and I kind of sat on the side. I wasn't scared. I was like, okay, it's windy, but like I'm fine. The ledge is thick enough. And he wanted me to sit with my feet over the ledge on the outside of the fire escape, like hanging off the building. And we were, I mean, I'm not even sure, like so high. And I got so scared. I was shaking. I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it. And I like freaked out. And and I'm such an athlete that he was like, you can, you know your butt. And he like coached me into it. And I'm going to have to put it on my Instagram soon once he gives me the pictures, but I put my feet on the edge, and I realized I'm way more scared of heights than I thought I was.
So top rope stuff, that was out for you?
No, but it really scared me. For WrestleMania, I had one move, because usually I was always a bad guy. With bad guys, you don't want them to be like jumping and glitz and glam, because then the crowd will cheer them, and you don't want to cheer bad guys. So you want a lot of like ground moves, ground and pound, mean stuff. But there was a move for WrestleMania where I got on the top, and someone was going to be in a suplex, and I was going to clothesline off the top. And it took so much of my energy to like work up the courage in practice to do it. And you think it's not that high up, and then you get up there and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so high. So yeah, it's definitely not like my go-to, but I would have liked to have the WrestleMania moment. And then our match got cut in half at WrestleMania, and I was never able to do it.
Next question for you. It seems like gambling is kind of a personality trait with the things that you do for a living. What do you bet on? What do you gamble on?
Yeah, I mean, usually, where was I recently? Oh, Super Bowl is the last thing that I gambled on. And with that, like I'm in Vegas too. Like when I play slots in Vegas, I am such a wuss. Like if I win $10, I'm cashing out and I'm pulling out. So I think with horse racing, because it's such a great return on investment, I'm really gonna get into horse racing, start betting, especially as we put out the cheat sheets and I start having my picks. I got to put my money where my mouth is. And
yeah.
If I'm picking, I'm going to start betting on this. But yeah, I'd say mostly football. We never, what we should have bet on was the Royal Rumble, because we just had the Royal Rumble with WWE. So I should have bet on that with my girls, but I didn't.
Don't you already know what that outcome's going to be, though? That seems unfair.
Oh no. Oh, the Royal Rumble, it's so many entrants, like 30 entrants. You have no idea. You don't know who's coming back. And even when you're there, you don't know who's like they're keeping as a secret. So
Right.
like if like Stacy Keibler's coming back or something like that, a lot of times they'll hide them in the back, hide them in a trailer, and then they'll tell you like 30 minutes before, like even if you're in the match, hey, we have someone coming, because they don't want people to leak it to our dirt sheets. So we have like gossip sheets, like dirt sheets. Does horse racing have that?
No,
No.
not that we know of.
Not
That
anymore.
we're aware of.
Yeah, we'll have to make it, but they
No
don't want
comment on that.
yeah, they don't want it to leak, so they're pretty hush hush about it.
Yeah. All right. Last question. You're going to be hosting a new ABR show with BlackJack Fletcher called Always Be Racing. He's not a football player. He's not a stunt man. He's not a wrestler.
Yes, he's
Do you think you have to carry this? Do you have to carry this show?
He's the yin to my yang. It's great that we're very opposite. Our outfits are very opposite as well.
He likes the sequins. He's into that one.
Well, in that case, we're similar. I'm gonna have to put my wrestling gear on for one of our pictures. Yeah, I'm excited. Like him and I, we just have such good conversations. We already have such good chemistry. And, you know, I love the show with talking about horse racing, but also talking about pop culture and current events. It's just going to be fun, and it's going to fly by the hour. And I'm excited to do something weekly, you know?
Yeah, he's fun. It'll be great. All right. Lightning round time. Fastest 2 minutes in streaming. You ready?
Okay.
All right. Let's do it. 2 minutes on the clock. Here we go. What's better, WrestleMania or the Kentucky Derby?
Ooh, WrestleMania.
Incorrect answer, but that's okay. I appreciate your feelings about it. It's a close second, but it's not bad.
Guys, I've never been to the Derby, so we'll have to have that.
We're gonna have to change that hopefully this year. You know, hopefully they'll let people in this year. We'll see how it goes.
Okay, yeah.
Greatest wrestler of all time. Who is that?
Oh God, you're gonna get me in trouble. Undertaker, because of the history.
Incorrect. Hulk Hogan, but that's okay.
I don't know. I would.
You're not an old person like me, where Hulkamania like took over the United States.
I love Hulk Hogan, but I would maybe put Ric Flair before that. Like,
all right. If The Rock ran for president, would you vote for him?
It depends who he's running. It depends who he's running against, but maybe I don't know. Gosh, are we close to that?
Well, he's talking about it, and the fact that it wasn't an immediate yes, I think says a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I am politically anymore. To be fair.
Do you have siblings?
Yes, sister.
Is she ridiculously jealous of you?
No, we're so different. She's like Mother Teresa. She works with special needs kids and special needs babies, and she develops them from a standpoint of like speaking, and works with handicapped children. So I wrestle other girls half naked on TV, and she saves the world. So we're very different. She's super proud of me. All
right, last thing. You starred on a show called Total Divas.
Yes.
Are you a total diva?
No, very opposite of it. But I also don't think a diva is a bad word. I think it's just, you know, a woman that knows what she wants and is vocal about it. But I'm pretty chill.
BlackJack Fletcher, total diva.
Great.
Total diva. Danielle Moinet, thank you for being the first guest on Horsepower. Welcome to ABR. Great to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
I'm Bram Weinstein. We'll see you next time.